I hope you like it black. You don't seem like the smoking type. And when you start, there's no real reason to stop, right?
Je suis pas mal, non? I look good, no?
Is that something that's important to you, Mrs. Taylor?
You remind me of my husband, Mr. Bailey.
Let's talk about that, Mrs. Taylor. If you could describe your husband to me in one word, what would that word be?
Indifférent. Detached. Methodical. Formulated.
He was a great businessman. I can see where that can cause some distance in a relationship. Would you say you and your husband had a healthy relationship?
Healthy? When you're healthy, you feel good. Cette couleur ne te va pas.
Have a dry clean in the morning for me.
And I can't say that I've felt good in years.
Do you feel better now, Mrs. Taylor? Is that better?
Better? It's close to impossible to feel better when life's so ingrained in you. In an instant, just slips through your fingers.
Why don't we talk about that from the beginning?
Could you be more precise, detective?
Last night.
David came home around a normal time, about 7:15. He had already been drinking, from what I could tell. He seems to be exceptionally pleased to see me that night. It was nice. Perhaps it was because I made his favorite. Poured me a new drink, and he said, "Let me know when it's ready," and left the room. I'm not a very good cook, but I can seem to get a few recipes right. Anyway, he continued to drink.
Were you drinking as well?
Eventually, I don't usually, but I poured myself a generous glass of Cabernet and told him dinner's ready.
You don't usually drink, you said?
I used to. David didn't like it.
Sounds like you've made a few sacrifices throughout this marriage.
Enough.
To surprise you.
I sacrificed enough.
What happened next?
During dinner, David received a phone call from work. He got up from the table. The phone call didn't seem to be going very well. And he was becoming agitated.
Did that make you angry with him?
It takes much more than a phone call during dinner for me to get angry, detective. A lot more. I prepared for what would happen after the phone call. I poured him another drink in hopes to calm him down. I do regret doing that.
Why is that? How many drinks would you say your husband had that night?
He had just received the scotch the day before. By the end of the bottle, he became violent.
Is that when he tied you up?
Tie me up. Yes. Attache-moi.
Did you give consent to this?
I assumed it was not different from any other night.
He tied you up before.
Not like this.
What do you mean?
It was tighter than usual. He said he didn't want me to get away.
What happened then?
He ran out of supplies. That's when David left to go downstairs. He must not have noticed Archie, our cat. He always slept on the stairs. And he was there as always, and David was drunk as always. I think if I didn't encourage him to drink that night, I loved him.
Mrs. Eva, I know how hard this must be for you.
Detective. Vous n'avez aucune idée. You have no idea. We are finished here, no?